And smiles, everyone. Colleen here. Today we're going to continue with our fabric painting. In the last video, I had showed you how I was doing basic backgrounds using different shapes and such. And we used some marking tools a little bit on these ones. Making simple circles, so shapes, all kinds of shapes you can make. And you can definitely stop here if that's the look you're looking for. But we're going to continue. I'm going to show you today how I use stencils and stamps to fabric paint as well. And we're going to do it over top of our different backgrounds here. So to begin with stamps, you can definitely use your rubber stamps. You could use your acrylic stamps. You can make your own stamps. So today we're going to keep with our theme of basically very affordable acrylic paint that you can get almost anywhere. So when you're using paint, I don't recommend your silicone type stamps. Rubber stamps are fine, and you can make your own stamps like I said, and I'm going to show you some of the stamps that I have made. But I find your other stamps, such as these right here, with acrylic paint, it's very difficult to control it without smudging it, right? If you wanted a clear image. But you certainly don't have to worry, because you can make your own stamps as well, right? And what I've done, I'll show you the stamps I have made. So basically, with this one, I had cut out shapes, and I used decorative scissors for some of those shapes. And what I do is just put it on some cardstock. These are just scrap, like craft dinner. This was dog treats. And then I just create different textures and shapes, right? And then like this one, I again use decorative scissors to cut them. These little dots, I think I might have hole punched those out. I'm not positive. But these here ones that I'm showing you here, these ones here, these shapes, all these circles, these hearts and such, I had basically got some foam shapes from dollar stores and such, and I used them, and I made my own stamps with them. So again, scrap cardstock or cardboard, I put it on. That's a heart one. Then I had some stars here. And then these ones were also shapes I got from the Dollar Tree, I think it was even. And I made myself some flowers, and I just put together the flower shape on there. And then this one I had cut out, and it's a face. But you get the idea. You can, make any shape that you want. And lots of times you can use the shapes that are already out there. They're usually in the kid section, children's art type thing, and you can create your own stamp, which is really quite awesome. And then this one, it was commercial, both of these. I don't even remember where I got them for sure. And then this one, I had just cut out this shape on with a die cut machine, and I just layered it, did 2 layers and made a stamp out of it. So those are how you can make your own stamps, and they are quite nice for this type of technique to use for sure. Okay, So, and then stencils, I'll show you. I'm just using basic stencils that I have, but you can also make your own stencils too. Like this one I made myself. This one I made myself, and all I did, I used my Cricut to cut out these because they were quite a bit of cutting, but you could make any shape you want. And what I do to protect them is I just put packing tape on each side so I can just wash it off and they will last forever. And then this one I did, these are some that I also had made myself, and I just used those folders, those plastic folders, and this is a great time of year to find those for a very good price at your local Walmarts and stuff, because it's back to school time. And then I just cut them out, right? And again, I cut these out on my Cricut, but any shape, again, these are great too because they're very washable and they are plastic. So those are some of the ones I made. And so I think that's all I was going to show you about how you can make your own. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff that you may not have in your craft room already. So we're going to start using some of these for our fabric. I'm just thinking about what I would like to do with this one here. So I think what would maybe look kind of good is perhaps some hearts on this one. Do I want to do a heart theme? That might be nice, or we could use this shape. But I think I might want to put a few little hearts on this one. I'm just seeing if that's these, because we're working with smaller fabric, I won't use the bigger stamps on these. When you have a larger canvas, as in your fabric, then the larger stamps will work just fine. But I think these ones, I'm just sorting through here and putting aside what I know I won't be using. I might use that. Okay, and I might use that. So, which hearts do I want to use? I think I want to put hearts on this one. And then perhaps these ones. I like the dots. And those, again, were just pre-bought. I didn't cut those out. So what color do we want to use on this one? Let's see. Maybe, no, we don't want to use green. I was just thinking about green. And I was also thinking about this metallic. But I don't think I want metallic. Maybe purple might look good on there. Let's try this purple. Let's see what we get. So I'm going to just squirt some on here. And then I'm going to use a brush to paint it on to my stamp. Oh, some of these are so old. I haven't been painting in a while. They last pretty darn good though. Okay, so then what we want to do is we just want to paint this onto our stamp. That's the best thing to do when you have these foam stamps and you're using acrylic paint. And don't worry, like I just did, that you get it on the cardboard, because it's just cardboard and it doesn't matter. I'm using a bit of a bigger brush, that's why it's hitting the cardboard, but I'm okay with that, because even if I end up getting some splatters on my fabric, that's just going to add to the texture of everything, right? I'm not looking for perfection, although I did get quite a bit over here, so I'm going to take and just wipe that off a little bit, just in case, so I have my heart outline a little better. Okay, let's see what happens when we use this. Okay, and then just press pretty good. I think I'll just use my little tool here to press down. Let's see what we get. Oh, yes, 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 I like that for sure. So I think I'm going to put a couple more of these on here. So you just paint it on. I should use a different brush because this one is really getting the paint around the heart. There, that's better. Not so wide that it drips the paint down. So I hope everyone's having a lovely day and that you're crafting along with me. This is very addicting and very fun. This particular, oh, I missed a spot. I think here we'll just put a little bit there, and I think I'll come down here. There we go. And I'm going to do a little bit over here, I think. So we just paint it again. And I'm using the acrylic paint for this project with you, and only using the acrylic paint. And I did mention you could use inks on to paint your fabric too, but I wanted to stick to this medium so you could see how you don't have to have a bunch of ink pads and invest a bunch of money to paint your fabric. You can use your inexpensive paints and make some lovely fabric. Okay, so this one I think will go here on the edge. Don't forget to put your protectiveness down, because you could, I'm gonna just see if I get a little bit here. Yeah, that looks nice. And perhaps a little bit here. It's not as dark, right? It's just a faint outline, and I actually kind of like that. I think I'm going to do a piece and stamp off, and then I will get this subtleness in the background, right? So we'll let that dry a little bit and carry on. So this one, I really like the way it turned out on its own. But perhaps what I will do is do a little something maybe here, is what I'm thinking. But let's look at some stencils for that. Let's see what we've got here. Maybe what would be nice is have a flower come up. Let's see what we got. So these are, again, some that I had just cut out myself. I don't think that one will show up very well on this particular one. And then, oh, I cut out all these leaves, which I really like too. Nope, that's not quite what I'm looking for. Oh, perhaps we'll put some of this on here. Now we have to, I think I want to do with this one, we could also do some numbers. These little numbers might be nice. We'll see how that turns out. I'm not sure. They might not, the little circles around them might not show up, but the numbers should. Okay. Now with this, I'm thinking I want to put a metallic, but whether I want, I only really have gold, bronze, metallic, or silver in my ones I have here. I think I might have more metallic. Just 1 second. I have some colored metallics over here that might be nice to try. So I got some blue and some black and some green. So I think what we'll do is perhaps the blue or the green. We won't use the black, of course, because our background is already black, isn't it? But I'm wondering what would look best on here. Like, I really like the blue, but let's maybe introduce a little bit of green and see what happens. I think is what we'll do on this one. Okay. Now, with stenciling, you can use sponges. I happen to have these that, again, I had got. They're pretty inexpensive. But you can just use makeup sponges, right? Like these here. I'll show you. Just get a pack of basic sponges from your dollar store or Walmart's or whatever. And they work well, too. But I have these here, so I'm going to use these just because I have them. And the trick with stencils, when you're doing it on fabric and paper, really, is it's very, very, very easy to get too much paint. So work with your paint in a manner that if you won't need to, you can go over it again, but it's very, very easy for it to bleed underneath. So what I do is I'll dip it in and then I take it off till there's hardly anything on there. And then all you need to do is pounce it on. And pounce, don't paint. It's best to pounce. And I find that you can control it more when you pounce, that you don't end up getting that bleed underneath your stencil, right? The paint is not lifting the stencil in any way. You could tape the stencil down, but I find, especially when I'm doing techniques like this, it's a waste of time, really. Oh, my gloves are getting in the way. I might take these gloves off, and I can always wash my hands after I'm done. This type of paint is very easy to take off of your hands with soap and water. And I just find gloves never fit me quite the way I would like. They don't snug to my fingers. I must have shorter fingers. Okay, and then we'll do this one. I think this is going to look rather pretty when we're done here. I think this was a good color to introduce. Oh yeah, it's subtle, but that's what I wanted. And the thing is, our next step after this, I will show you how to highlight some of these things on here when you want them to stand out a little more. Okay, I'm going to take these off because I'm finding that they are just a bother, really. And we'll try a couple of numbers, but I think we'll introduce a different color. I'm going to just take that off. I wonder if the purple, like the purple would look nice, but do we want the purple? I don't think so. I don't think I want the purple. Might be nice to try some numbers coming down here. And maybe we'll introduce a darker, what do we got here? Worn penny. Well, let's try some of this worn penny. Is what we're going to do. See what it turns out like. It might be not quite the color, but again, I'm going to show you more ways to highlight, like I said. Okay, I'm just going to use the same one as I used with purple. With the green, I'm just wiping it off a bit over here. This might be kind of cool because it's, like it said, worn penny, and these might look like coins. We'll see how they turn out. Oh, I have a little bit of, let's see. I don't think they're going through that circle, no, but the number is coming through really good. So we'll just have the numbers, we just won't have the circle around it. Oh, that one worked a little bit better. So we might have a bit of a circle around our numbers, or we may not, and that's okay. I think I might have had a little too much on the top. That's what that's what I was saying, is you can end up that you have to be really careful not to get too much paint. But I think I'm going to be fine. Plus, if it does bleed, I'm okay with that, because again, that's part of its charm when you're doing fabric, to have textures coming through in different areas. Okay, so that didn't show up all that good, but that's okay because I got an idea of how to fix that, which will be in the next video. Okay, so I'm going to just wipe that off. Not too pleased with that. I think the black was definitely not the right color to use that on. Plus they are not showing up very well, so that's too bad. That's too bad. So we're gonna do let's see, I think we're going to leave this one. Well, maybe we'll do some more of these first, actually, right over top of those, because I'm not too happy with it. And so I can show you how you put something on and you're not completely happy with it. You can layer over top of it, and then whatever is left showing is fine, because of, I'm going to just use that same one and wipe this off, because it will just go into the background and be part of the texture of your background, right? Okay, so we're going to put this right over top where we put those numbers. I'm kind of glad that that didn't work out, so I could show you how, just go over top using, you know, stamps or stencils. You can even draw over top of it if you want it. There we go. So remember, I mentioned this in the last video, if you plan on washing this at all, like if you do up some blocks and want to make a quilt out of your painting, which would be lovely, make a quilt, make a bag, whatever, make sure to put fabric medium in with your paint. That's all you need to do to make it washable. And then if you have fabric medium or even like this, which I'm not putting it in because it's not my plan to put it through a washing cycle, you still need to heat set it. So just take your iron and put parchment paper, or like I have a netting that I put over top, anything like that that will protect your iron. And then you just iron over these and heat set it, and it's not going to move or go anywhere. Okay. There we go. There we go. And I think I'll leave this side. I'm not going to put anything on that side because I like how that looks. And then I have another idea that's going to go over top of that. Okay, so we're going to leave that one to dry, and we'll move on to another one. So let's work with this one here. This one we had kept pretty plain, the background. So now I think let's look at the stencils again and see what we may want on this one. Oh, I know. Let's use some of these small doilies. I think those would look nice on here. So, oh, that's piece one. So is that. It's hard to pick because excuse me, they all look so darn nice. You know, I think I'm going to just go with this first one that I picked. So what color? You know, that purple is darker. And I kind of, that would look really cool over top of that other purple, wouldn't it? So, oh, that one's getting pretty. I think I will just let that one go, and we'll use a different one. So let's use this one. So I think what I want to do is come off the edge a little bit, maybe. And yeah. Well, let's put one right in the center first. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. So let's just pounce this on. It's looking pretty light colored. So don't do the mistake if you think that it's kind of light colored of putting too much paint on your sponge. Easy to do. Just go over it once or twice to get your pattern, because you don't want it to bleed, right? Oh, I got lots of paint there. Okay, and like I said, you can tape it down if you so choose. Okay, I got, hopefully that didn't smudge, but even if it did, I'm all right with that. I'm finding this stencil is a little, perhaps too little and too complicated. Not complicated, but it isn't simple, right? That it might be. Let's take a peek. Oh, it's coming through quite nicely. We just need to come back over here with it. Okay, so I think it, yeah, there we go. I like that, but I think I'm going to use a different one. and we're going to come around the outside with it. Perhaps this one we'll use. So this one I am going to just come around the edge here. See what we get. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's so cool to see these come to life, right? As you go along. Oh yeah, I like that. I really do like that a lot. So then we'll have one come up a little, not quite on the corner. I need a little bit more paint. So with stencils and stamps, you can, you know, create a design, perhaps ahead of time, a well-planned design if you so choose, and bring it to life. Instead of like I'm doing, I'm just looking at the fabric and letting it speak to me. I love doing things like that all the time. But some people like to plan it out, and you certainly can plan it all out. Okay, that one smeared a bit, as you can see, because I had too much paint, but I still don't mind that at all. Okay, and then over here is still going to work just fine, because I will do something. The next video, I will show you how I outline and different things. Okay, so this one we'll try not to be quite so heavy with. We'll just put a lot less on and pounce our brush, our foam a little harder. Less paint. So yeah, it's you know, you will get the hang of it, how much paint to put on. That's definitely something that you will get the hang of. Okay, and I want to do one here, and then I think I'm going to do one there is what I'm going to do. Okay, need a little more paint. The other thing is I usually only put a bit of paint on at the time, because I can always get more and I don't want to waste it, and I'm not going to be able to pour it back in with a palette like this, right? So okay, I gotta be a little careful. I have quite a bit of paint on there, so I'm just lightly going until I get rid of some of this paint. So I hope that you are trying this along with me, and what I hope to be able to do when this is all done is, I think what I want to do is we will make a cover together out of these, or out of some of them anyway. Okay, liking that, and then we'll do one more here, and this one is done. I think I might leave it exactly like it is and do nothing more on this one, and we'll use it just the way it is turning out. But I'll let it dry, and then we'll see. It might say it needs a little bit more on it. Okay, over the ear. All right. That one is so nice. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, we're going to go back to this one. And I'm going to wipe some of this off. Just because. So I'm not going to, I've been using a lot of that purple, haven't I? But it's really nice on these. This one that I stamped, I think I want to put something, a stencil on top. So perhaps we should do a flower in between those hearts. We could do leaves. What else do I got here? I have these ladies, but they're too big for this particular one. So I want to see what I had grabbed for. Oh, I have these too. But I think I want flowers. I wonder if that flower is going to work. Yeah. We could do no. I think we'll try this flower is what I would think we'll do. Now, what color to use? Okay. We have some pretty bright colors going on. Metallic black? No. Oh. We could introduce our blues back in. A different colored. Oh, how about pink? This will be a very colorful one. I'm going to try some pink. Or should we go with some? No, we'll go with some pink. I want it to be a brighter one. Should we go with that pink or this pink? Oh, I think it's going to have to be the bright pink. Okay. All right. And I think this stencil will work good. Or should we introduce a different flower? I also have these ones that are a little more detailed than this one. Maybe I'll use this one and I'll just put them a few here and there. Let's see what happens. Okay, take it off. And then, whoop, I have a little bit too much on my. So we're going to just do this one flower, see how it looks. Yeah, it got. So see how that happens there? It's because I had too much on my sponge when I was doing that. And that can happen, especially your first pounce, when you're using a new pouncer. It can, you have to be careful. But again, I don't mind that at all. So now I'm just going to do a lot less pressure here because they're pretty thin between, right, the lines on the stencil. But I'm working with pretty small fabric, or I would not even use this thin of a stencil. Not getting anything there. Did I get it through the dots? No. So what I'm going to do is my little trick here. Just take the end of a paintbrush and I'm going to put a dot right there. Make a perfect circle. Okay. All right. So then we're going to have some over here. Let's see. I think I'm going to have that coming off the side here. There we go. Then I'm going to make a little dot. There we go. Maybe one here. Just hanging off the edge a little bit. It's nice to always, when you're painting fabric, it's nice to come off the edges with your stencils and things, because then it just flows through the fabric and makes it, you know, cohesive, make it so that it looks like you had the fabric and you had cut it, kind of thing, right? Okay, then we'll do one here. I am quite liking this pink on here. I think it's really nice. Okay. Get most of it off. Take most off. Whoop, I got a hair on here. That's what you get for having kitty cats, although I don't think I can blame my kitty cat for that hair. It looks like, because he is black and this is blonde hair, so it's my hair. Okay, I might have still had a little too much on there. We'll see. That's okay, because it matches this flower really nice. And like I said, I have an idea that I may use. Okay, and then we'll have it come off right up here. And over here. Put a little dot. One's pretty good. I don't think I'll use a dot on that one. All right, and then we're going to come over here. We'll do a nice one down here. How do we want to proceed with that one? I think we'll have it almost all, well, have it on the whole thing, I think. Okay. Whole flower on here. Perfect. Oh, maybe we better go in here. There we go. Then we'll do some over here. We'll have this one coming from the side. One in here, maybe. Yeah. There we go. Let's get a little more paint. Was I using that? I think I was. Whoop. There. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll have one coming here. Oh, I had a gooky piece of paint there. And then we'll have another one come here. Maybe about like that. Yeah, there we go. There we go, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Those flowers look great on there. All right, I think we're done with this one too for the stenciling and stamping pot. So I think I'm going to stop the video here because I'm sure you have the idea, and I'll do a few more off camera, and then we'll move on to our third video and last video, which is some finishing touches that you may really enjoy doing to your fabric. Like this one here, the finishing touch. Like I don't mind how that turned out after all, but and this piece here I'm going to probably cut in half, so then one half would be like that and the other half would be like that, right? But we definitely are going to be doing more to that one. This one, oh, I don't want to wreck the, actually turned out really nice. It's very bright and cheery piece of fabric. And again, with these fabrics, I'm not going to keep them this large, so I'd be cutting that also. And then we did this one, which I'm very pleased with. In fact, this one I believe I'm going to set aside, and this is what I'm going to go with because I think it turned out just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I thought I had done a couple already off camera that I was going to show you. Yeah, these ones here I did off camera, and they are leaf. I used the leaf here, so I basically made them like a focal point. This is more of a canvas paper, but that's what I did in this case. I think I'm going to leave this the way it is. And then this one, again, I had gotten a little bit too much paint, but that's okay. And then this one here, I'm going to continue with. And I had used a stencil, but I found the red areas didn't really show up where I had put white paint had. So it needs to add, I need to add to that. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. And we will continue with the finishing touches in the final video, and we'll have all these lovely painted pieces of fabric. So I want you all to have a lovely, lovely day. And don't forget to like and subscribe, press that notification bell, and you're sure not to miss any of my videos. And leave a comment. I always love to hear from you guys. And you guys just have a crafty, crafty day, and we will see and talk to you soon. Bye.